What's up guys, Hades here. So I've done it. I think I finally am getting really close to the two main goal. Now I want to break down what I changed because I changed a lot, okay? So I kept the core of Baldwin and the burst team and keeping this going first as intact as I could. There's been a few swaps here and there and I'll explain those in just a bit. But then I made a new team. I trashed some of my other immortals, I leveled up Khan, and I made a healing tank team with Khan, and it's working. It's working very well, actually. I'm gonna go through some reports, I'm gonna go through some reasons why these two are so good, and I'm gonna explain expectations. I'm gonna start with expectations because these teams, I have some of the best skills like web and crit and firepower, and they're split, right? And then this is one of the best skills, best skill, this is the best skill in the game, and they're split across two teams, right? So obviously this is not the absolute maximum power, but what this whole series is about is, can I threaten the meta teams with two teams? And the answer, I think, this week might be yes, and I'm gonna go through some data, but first I want to break down these teams and a few of the weak links and things I can still upgrade as we go on. As you'll notice, the power is still very low, but if you watch another video I have this week coming out, I'm gonna explain why power doesn't matter. Now, you might look at Chaos Swimmer and go, this is kind of a weird skill to put. It's not a normal skill, it's not a meta skill, but what I was noticing was Khan was not dealing enough damage by himself, because no damage, no damage, no damage. And so he had to do 100% of the damage load. Now what this does is it adds an extra 2 to 3 mil-ish damage, but then it drops their physical defense, which means he gets bonus damage. So it just all comes together, meaning he does more damage. Now this is a healing team, and it really supports him as a carry. And I was trying him without Battle Frenzy, and I was using Fighting Master on Khan, but I realized because I have Fufei, I can kind of sacrifice that beginning of the match, let Fufei do all the blocking, and just have this team go faster. Because what was happening was Baldwin wasn't attacking fast enough, so I had to give him Fighting Master to go in tangent with all of these, and I've talked about this extensively in some of my other videos. Now, something also to be noticed is the resist here and the Master's Aegis here. I'm splitting the magic resist. In this meta, you should probably stack them, but because I'm going for 2 marches, I'm splitting them. This becomes super powerful against a lot of those Himiko teams, and it makes it so I don't die instantly, right? And then some creative choices. I have swapped Unyielding and Energy Burst a lot. A lot of times, Hippa is holding Battle Frenzy, or she's holding something like Demonic, or she's holding one of the blessings, right? Sometimes I have her with War or Defense, and it just kind of depends on my mood and if I want to experiment or not. But I've kind of settled into this, and now I want to show you some of the replays. So back to that expectation piece. I'm not trying to beat this. I'm not going to beat this even if I tried and put everything all in. Level 8 low-key it's not a chance. There's no chance I'm beating that. But what I can do is beat some very strong opponents and have a high impact with both of my teams. Here you can see a very strong double tank Himiko setup with a very solid wind from, I don't even know if it's my main or my second. I don't consider them main or second anymore. They're both good in different situations, right? And then here's another example. When I get to the main, I don't quite beat the main, but now I have a secondary march that can beat it and then beats something strong behind it, right? Now I have this 1-2 punch that really breaks almost everyone. Here you can see I didn't quite break it, but then I finish it easily and clean out the match. This is what's happening with this dynamic team. I've had Khan in front, I've had Baldwin in front. A lot of people in the current meta have been having Himiko in front, and I'd rather do damage like this and then finish with the second team. The problem I was having before is these really strong burst teams were actually beating my main and everything behind it because I didn't have something strong enough to resist it. But now I do. I want to dive into one really important report and watch the replay from that one. Okay, so this is my team versus what I'm considering the best team in the game. If you watch this video, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, go watch it. It's basically the same thing, except it doesn't have Fufei. It's debatably stronger because when you have +8 and you get all the energy regen and damage dealt, it's actually way more valuable. But we're gonna watch this replay just to show you what happens in these dynamic matches and how to fight back against it. I've gotten some messages, some personal messages asking how do I counter these Himikos that just destroy me in under 30 seconds. It's like this. You see the dragons fight back, Himiko gets one hit, I have resist, my Baldwin hits back. Look how neutral it is. If you don't hit back with the same amount of force that they hit you, you're gonna lose. Because if I didn't hit that damage back, they're gonna have too much HP and retaliate. I get another ult, she gets an ult, I get an ult, and this is a loss, but it's a soft loss. Now, I win on my second attack, right? So when my con teams comes in, I can easily clean this up, and now the rest of the battle is going to be mine. And you can see here, my con team's here. There's just not enough HP to compete. Con's going to go in plenty of time. I still have my magic resist, because they both have magic resist, and it's going to be chill. And because I have so much healing, I'm actually going to heal all of it back. The dragon's going to be negligible. These Himiko ults are going to be negligible, and then I'm just going to roll through the rest of the marches because I have such a strong secondary team. It's not my second anymore, it's a secondary team. And this is the power of having a really powerful team that goes for burst damage and a secondary team that does this, right? Like, this is incredible. I've never had something this strong as a secondary team. It's not my second anymore. I actually don't know which one's stronger because I've beaten plenty of Himiko teams with this con team, and I'm going to show you an example of that right now. So here's a report where both players kind of hid their strongest team, or one of their strong teams, in the back, and I have my con versus a Himiko double tank team. Why does my team perform so well? Well, one, I'm resisting the mage dealer, right? Two, they rely a lot on healing. Theodore is a healer, and YSS bonus heals with his ultimate. And I have a debuffer, right? So now I'm debuffing their healing. They're getting way less value out of these two heroes, and I'm gonna out damage them because I'm getting heals and they're not. And everything else is very neutral. My Athena is very weak. She has no upgrades. She's not giving me extra shield. She's not giving me extra tankiness. And she's only 20 star. So that's where all my power's missing, right? My YSS artifact is very low. He's not actually that tanky. And he's only defending himself. He's not even giving shields to others. So the fact that this is capable is showing you that I have finally come to a point where the two teams are both solid at defending the meta. Now in recap, we look back and we think, what can you do in your teams? Well, one, I think you should have one team with a mage, okay? Mage skills are different. Infinite firepower and things like Psionic Tide are extremely strong when tandem together. Now, I would also consider making some sort of a guard team with a main carry. It can be Alex, it can be Hippolyta, it can be Wukong, it can be Poseidon, it can be Tutankhamun, it can be Menko. There's a ton of options. This type of team I'm going to talk about in the future, but it has a ton of potential. If you swap in Spring of Life and some of these better healing skills into this team, oh, this can do some serious work. And I have no upgrades on this team. That's why the power is so low. So those are the things to look for. A burst mage team and a consistent physical damage dealer. And I think we're on the right path to having two mains. But so far, this has been my best attempt. I'm going to keep trying this series as we go on week by week. And I hope you guys like this. And I'll catch you in the next one.